everyone. I hope you're feeling brave today. I always loved being on boats.
I met Janet LaBreck in Perkins School during my fellowship in Boston in 2010. Janet LaBreck was born with deaf blindness, and she went to Perkins School at the age of 5. And I met her in Perkins School, and beside her is her translator, Christine, who is one of her teachers and interpreter.
Dr. Lin Xu, a professor and ophthalmologist from Shanghai, wrote a book called The Joy of Life, a collection of insights and interviews with over 300 patients and professionals across China and the U.S.
Janet LaBreck couldn't see sign language, and it's my first time to communicate in this kind of way, but we communicated very well. One of her teachers, Christine, sat beside her. They held hands like this, and they communicated by the fingers, less tactical signing. They would often hold hands together to feel the tactile signing, and their knees and the table touch each other to give the signal whether it speaks too fast or missing something. Jamie went to Perkins School at the age of 5, and she met the first mentor, Pam Bear, who helped her to draw the full picture of her life.
In 2017, more than 7 million Americans were living with vision loss, compared to 43 million people worldwide. According to the CDC, the causes range from injuries and infections to chronic conditions like diabetes and even inherited genetic disorders.
Retinitis pigmentosa is a progressive degenerative eye condition that eventually leads to total blindness.
Janet LaBreck embodies endurance and perseverance.
Some of the challenges that I experienced as a young child after having received a diagnosis of retinitis pigmentosa, along with 4 out of 6 of my siblings, I think involved really how to respond in a classroom setting. There were challenges with being able to see the blackboard. There were challenges with losing night vision, because with our retinitis pigmentosa, you don't really know that you have a visual problem per se, but it was first noticed at nighttime where it was getting darker and I had problems with seeing at night. But I was still able to read print at that time.
Hi, Janet. Hello, Janet.
Oh, hello.
So great to meet you here.
Great
It
to
looks
see
still
you.
like a model, you know.
Oh my goodness.
Blindness is not equal to weakness. I was really shocked about the education and cooperation human being could develop.
Yes.
Here. Okay.
Yeah, this is shadow.
Shadow.
Yes.
Okay, it's my
Yes.
first time. And sometimes the blind people with vision impairments can also live in a productive and meaningful life. I was inspired by many patients during this journey.
During her fellowship at Harvard Medical School, Dr. Lin Xu also met Janet LaBreck. The encounter was so powerful, she dedicated an entire chapter to Janet in her book, a metaphor for friendship and a collaboration between nations.
Blind people can inspire others. In 2023, in China, there are about 17 million people with vision impairments. And nearly 1 in every 80% due to the aging population issues.
Dr. Lin,
Hi.
welcome to Atlanta.
I'm so excited to meet you again after 12 years. Tell me a little more about what happened after I met you in 2013.
I moved to Washington, D.C. back in 2013, and so I joined the Obama administration at that time.
Janet did more than break barriers. She made history. Appointed by President Obama as the first Afro-American woman to lead the Rehabilitation Services Administration. She became a force for change and a symbol of progress.
As the first African American commissioner for the Rehabilitation Services Administration, first of all, I was very excited and very honored to have had that opportunity. But I would have to say that I was also very intimidated by it initially as well. I've been in the rehabilitation field for a long time, so I knew the content, I knew the disability community. I was not used to being in Washington, D.C., so that was going to be a whole new journey for me, venturing off to Washington, D.C., where the job was located.
As an ophthalmologist, the most concern is about vision. I was inspired by one patient and her mom, Maria, and I found I really know less about their work when they are leaving the hospital. What will happen in the real life? What kind of challenges and difficulties they will meet in their life? And I visited their homes and meet them personally outside the hospital. And because at that time, Janet is the commissioner for Massachusetts Commission for the Blind. She is the person who is professional to have comprehensive knowledge and information in this field. So I paid a visit to her institution.
It just so happened that when I came into that position, the National Vocational Rehabilitation Program had not been reauthorized in about 15 years during that time period. And so it was time for the program to look at new rules, new regulations. And you don't do that by yourself. I partnered with Congress. I partnered with key stakeholders across the country. Obviously, parents, is certainly the disability community, and many of the organizations that represent the disability communities.
When Janet was diagnosed and she could be blind in the future, a teacher told her she could attend university and could work as usual.
I had the opportunity to really look at ways to encourage the agencies that serve the disability community to be very proactive, to be inclusive, to certainly partner with the disability community. And that was really important to me, to be able to have that perspective, that we really wanted to have a collaboration and a partnership with all the key stakeholders as well. So I adapted very well to it and was really honored to have had that opportunity.
She is always caring about others. We would like to create a world for the people in blindness or in low vision to be friendly. That world will treat us better, to all of us.